Today what we're going to do is apple stuffed apples. So the recipe is right here. I will be reading directly off of this. I have everything I need right here in front of me. I have all my ingredients off to the right here. I have my knife, I've got my cutting board all nicely set up. The first thing that I want to make sure that you guys do before you ever start any of this is you definitely want to make sure that everything is sanitary and cleaned off. So before I started any of this, I sprayed everything down, I wiped everything down, my knife is sharp, my knife is clean, my bowl is clean, everything's set out and ready to go. So we're making sure everything is nice and sanitary. I washed my hands for 2 solid minutes, so everything is ready to go and clean. So the first thing that we do when we make our crisp stuffed apples, we want to make sure that we have all of our ingredients. So it asked for 4 large Granny Smith or Honeycrisp apples. I just had small ones at home. I didn't want to go out and buy any other ones, so I got 5 out. So I'm going to use 5 apples. I got granulated sugar, which is just, you know, the sugar of the bag. I got some cornstarch right here. So here's my cornstarch ready to go. Got my lemon juice right here, my little lemon juice thing. Vanilla extract. As I grabbed that, I realized I was getting kind of low, so I might put that on my shopping list. Got some ground cinnamon. That's ready to go right here. I didn't have any nutmeg here at home, but you know what? I found pumpkin spice. I don't know. I'm gonna try it, see how it tastes. I got some kosher salt. Where did my salt go? So I got my salt grinder right here. And then for the topping, again, you're gonna use that all-purpose flour. So I just got the big bag of flour right there. Let's see what else. We got some old-fashioned oats. So I have the old-fashioned oats. There is another kind of oats, which is the quick oats. I have old-fashioned. If you have quick, it really doesn't matter, whichever one you want to work with. Brown sugar. So I got my brown sugar ready to go. What else? Ground cinnamon, baking powder. Where was that at? So baking powder, make sure you grab the baking powder, not the baking soda. They're very different. If you do mix those up, it will be very obvious. So please make sure you grab the baking powder for this recipe. And then the salt again, and then it asks for 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. So I got my butter right here ready to go. One thing that I have a habit of that when I bake, I have to try really hard not to do, I have a habit of touching my hair. So when I'm cooking and when I'm baking, I really have to make sure that I am not touching my hair. So, okay, first thing we're gonna do is we are going to, oh wait, pause. Number 1. Preheat the oven to 375 degrees. Line a small baking sheet or 8 by 8 inch pan with parchment paper, foil, or baking mat and set aside. So I have my 8 by 8 inch pan. I lined it with foil. I love lining things with foil. It makes cleanup so easy. You just rip off the foil, throw it in the garbage, and then you put the pan in the dishwasher. It makes life really easy. So I got that set up. Yeah, so I already got my oven preheating behind me, so that's good to go, 375 degrees. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to cut the tops off 4 apples. Again, my apples are kind of small, so I'm using 5. I didn't want to buy more apples. They were the apples I had at home, so works out. Using a knife, core the apple, creating a bowl, using a spoon, dig out the inside. Peel and cut remaining apple into 3/4 inch by 1/2 inch chunks. All right, let's go with this. Anytime you're using any fresh fruit, always make sure that you wash it off first. I have washed mine off, so we're good to go with that. All right, when we are using knives, we always have a cutting board, right? I washed my cutting board prior to this video, so it's nice and clean. I also have a damp towel underneath my cutting board so it doesn't move. Okay, that's super important. We're working with knives here. We don't want to cut ourselves. So whenever I work with a knife, the first thing I do is I like to grab it with these 2 fingers just right there at the top, and then I wrap my other fingers around it, okay? So when hopefully you guys can see this, okay? I grab whatever I'm cutting, kind of like this, okay? That way, you know, if I cut, I'm not going to cut my fingers, it's just kind of rub up against the knuckles there, okay? So again, this is how I hold it with my fingers like this, and then I wrap my hand around it, and this is how I hold whatever I'm cutting, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and cut off the top of this apple. All right, and then I'm going to core out this apple, getting all that stuff out that people don't usually like to eat. You know what? I'm just going to use a spoon for this. So I'm going to get out that chunk that nobody likes to eat. I'm going to set that off to the side. So dig that